I have a feeling this is going to be a strange video, as all three categories that I'm covering here have different applications during most gameplay sessions. Anyway, energy weapons can be either single-target snipers or excellent horde-clearing machines. Explosive weapons tend to just be excuses to run the stalwart, and special weapons are more of the former than the latter. Either way, I'm going to be covering all of them. Like in the previous parts, stereotypes don't apply to everybody. Not all stereotypes are the same. Some don't apply to everybody. This is my take. Don't take it seriously. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get started. Starting us off with the most bipolar stereotype that probably exists in Helldivers 2. People who use the crossbow are either tryhard sweats who insist that it's the best gun in the game and should be used for all factions, or they're saying that it is a huge war pig. If I had to compare it to Team Fortress 2, I'd say that this gun is probably the ambassador of Helldivers 2. Again, another bipolar stereotype of people who say it's a top tier slayer and people who say that it's a huge war pig. I'll note here though that unlike people who run the crossbow, they tend to be more chill and fun to hang out with. And if they're on the squid or bug front, they'll usually have the stalwart or a melee weapon to meet the downside of this being focused on long range. This guy doesn't know how to use this gun, and frequently forgets that it doesn't have rounds reload. And to be frank, he's not alone. Is there anyone who even know how this thing works, or fires? I'd leave it there, but I'd be ignoring the minority who do know how to use this weapon. And if you find one, I'll guarantee you that they have the highest kill count on the lobby. But don't count on them to do any bonus objectives, because you'll find them super glued to the primary objective up until you have to extract. This one's pretty short. This guy either runs the laser dog or the gun dog, and he's either going to kill you or himself with his own backpack. Other than that, they're pretty good at the game usually, and good luck finding any chaff or light enemies to kill, because there's a high chance he's probably killed them already with his gun dog. This person likes to snipe, but they're either a poor shot or they don't like running out of ammo, so they'll run this instead. I've noticed it's more common to see on the bot front, and it's a pretty decent side grade to most sniper rifles. Also, they run the Quasar cannon, so get used to seeing no bot fabricators lying around. This guy doesn't like to run out of ammo, and usually they tend to be pretty sensitive as to how much ammo they're using. Even if they lose a heatsink, you can find them putting down a resupply every chance you get. Which is not bad in some circumstances, but it is when they reload all the damn time. This is a first for this series, as these people, for whatever reason, I've only found on snow planets, or planets that have the freezing cold temperatures modifier. Also, they run heat-resistant armor and can usually be found picking fights that they can't win, but walking away without a scratch. That's not the same for every diver that I found that uses the double-edged sickle, but it's quite common to see them basically be bulletproof. I'm going to be 100% honest here. This gun is probably the biggest war pig I've ever seen in this entire game. The people who use this weapon have egos the size of Texas, and I found constantly bombard people who don't use it as plebeians who don't understand the power of the Scorcher. When in actuality, they're either terrible or mediocre players at best. Come to think of it, there's quite a lot of bipolar stereotypes in this video today, and all of them have to do with weapons that excel at crowd control. Huh. Now, if there was a Scorcher using watching this video, they'd expect me to immediately start glazing this gun as being way better. I'm not gonna do that because that is a stereotype I could go easily. But the main one I've noticed is that this guy is only seen on the illuminate front. And they also treat this gun more like a sniper rifle. And they'll often make almost impossible to hit long-range shots almost every time. Other than that, there's nothing else to add here. Seeing as this gun just came out, I wasn't sure what stereotype to give it, or to give it a stereotype at all. Then, while I was in a bot lobby, somebody dropped in, said, "Down to hell with ye scallywags," fired all the rounds, killing a Hulk instantly, pulled out a sword, armed a hellbomb, went into a bot drop, killed all the bots with a sword and hellbomb, died from that explosion, and then left the lobby. I'll just leave that as is. To briefly summarize people who run the Torture primary, instead of writing this out in the script, I'm going to play a short soundbite that I made while I was sleep deprived. There were several stereotypes I could have given for this weapon. I could go with the normal one of, has good aim but doesn't like sniping guy I've been running around with for a few weapons. I could go with the insists on fighting the bug front with this gun even though it's better on the illuminate or bot front guy. But I think I found the one that's the most accurate to the stereotype than all of the others. This guy plays way too much Space Marine 2. And in that regard, probably has a lot of Warhammer merchandise. Frequently says, "For the Emperor!" Yet despite all of this, they'll usually be either one of the strongest or best players in the lobby, carrying entire missions just by themselves. So, I guess... For the Emperor! Alright. That's all those weapons done. Well, all the primaries are done, in fact. While I was making this, a few more came out. Next is secondaries, of course, so be sure to leave your stereotypes for those in the comments down below. And thanks for watching, and I'll see all of you next time.